Hi, I'm a full-time power chair user and I have been solo traveling recently, and these are some things that I've picked up on. I've been traveling both out of the country and also just like out of state travel. If you're traveling to a country where they don't speak English as their main language, expect things to get confusing. There was a point where I was in line. This agent, airline agent or whatever, came up to me and was like talking to the couple next to me, these random ass people who I'd never met in my life. And they were talking to them in reference to me. So like talking to this couple being like blah 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 and gesturing to me, and then talking to them, not looking at me. And everyone was confused. I was like, I'm by myself, girl. I am by myself. This is just for me, baby. Yes, I'm in a wheelchair. Yes, I am an adult who is traveling by herself. We exist. So that's honestly the worst, is when someone just like dead ass just looked at me, looked at them, went, yeah, that's that they have to be with someone, right? There's no way this by themselves. This cripple, they cannot be traveling by themselves. Typically speaking, we're the last to deboard the plane, right? Which means that if you've ever wondered if the flight attendants are like talking about you after you leave the plane, yes, they are. Not all the time. They're usually quite lovely. But there was this woman who was getting off the plane, my most recent flight, and she told them like, I have like wheelchair assistance. I'm supposed to get a wheelchair off the plane. And they kept telling her like, okay, like if you want to be like deboarded on an aisle chair, so you don't have to get off the plane at all by yourself, then we can do that, but you just have to stay where you are. But she was like, no, I need to get off this plane and I need a wheelchair now. And she was being very like, but I'm like, I don't care, whatever. She's clearly probably in pain, like I'm not. And so as soon as everyone's off the plane, except for me, waiting for my little aisle chair, one of the flight attendants was like, that lady who was waiting for a wheelchair, like, did she really need a wheelchair? Did she really look like she needed a wheelchair? And I was like, and then the other flight attendant was like, I don't know if it's really my place to say. And I was like, snaps to her. That's the correct answer, queen. I wanted to be like, do I look like I need a wheelchair? Like, what's the look you're looking for? Because obviously, I mean, she meant because she was standing and walking, but like, and like, I can't do that stuff, but listen, doesn't mean she doesn't need a wheelchair. I saw her later being pushed in her little wheelchair, and I was like, all right, queen, you got your chair. And she was also younger. Like, she wasn't as young as I am, but she was definitely like not like an elderly woman, so that